And hello, and thank you for joining with us live at the local Samuel City Mount Ice Stadium for today's NFL football game on week 12 for today in the Samuel City area for today live. Once again, thank you, Legos, for joining with us at the local Legotopia Capital Mountain Ice Stadium for today. And today we have an awesome matchup for the Bluebricks going against the Dragons for this week 12 with a 7-4 record for the Bluebricks for this regular season game. And so far, thank you for joining with us. We have at least 3 more games left for the regular season in the next coming up week, so stay tuned for those upcoming games. With next week with the Bluebricks going against the Gators, and the following week with the Bluebricks going against the Sharks, and with the final week of the regular season football for NFL football 2021 in the Samuel City area and Legotopia Nation, of the Bluebricks going against the Lions with that final week on Wednesday, December 29th of 2021. Just a couple days before the brand new year of 2022. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us once again. The Bluebricks going against us, a pretty tough matchup for today. If they win the next 4 games, they still have a chance of making it to the playoffs, but if they lose the next 4 games, they will not be able to be eligible to go to the playoffs for the 2021 regular season playoff schedule. So stay tuned. Thank you so very much, Legos, for joining with us for this regular season football game, once again live at the Samuel City MHS. Today's NFL football game is brought to you by local Disney and Disney Adventure Parks, local Christmas time in the Samuel City area. Please go enjoy those brand new Christmas Disney shows that were just added onto the Legotopia President channel itself. And thank you for joining with us once again for today's NFL football game, once again with the Bluebricks going against the Dragons. Thank you for joining with us, and stay tuned for more. We'll be coming up with the upcoming coin toss and kickoff and introduction to the Bluebricks for today, live at the Samuel City MHS. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more, Legos. And please rise for your local Legotopia National Anthem live here at the local Samuel City MHS. Thank you for joining with us on week 12 with the Bluebricks going against the Dragons. And thank you for joining with us, Legos. And please rise for your local Legotopia National Anthem. And now moving on to today's coin toss of the Bluebricks winning against the Dragons on this Week 13 football game. With just last week with the Bluebricks winning against the Horses, losing against the Horses by a big loss right there just last week against that pretty tough team right there. Overall score right at the end of last week's game on Week 12. The Bluebricks lost 21-7, making only 1 touchdown during that football game. So hopefully they can try to win this coin toss for today and try to get their defense out there first to go against that NFL football team that the Dragons offense went out for today. But so far they are trying some new stuff for today's NFL football game. The Bluebricks are for today with a 7-4 record, which is not bad of a record. But once again, if they do lose the next 4 games, they do not make it to the playoffs. But if they win the next 3 or 4 games, they do make it to the playoffs, determining if they win the next 4 games before the end of the regular season itself. And so far this year's playoffs wild card is looking absolutely awesome with the Elephants going on to the playoffs record and wild card for today for this regular season of 2021, and also the Kansas City Wolves, which are one of the biggest rivals for the Bluebricks this year. They're losing against them on week 1 on that September 12th football game for the start of the regular season. The Bluebricks did lose against them overall, so could be a matchup of the Super Bowl number 8, which will be hosted here live at the local Samuel City MHS overall. But today's NFL football game is brought to you by the local Color Burst logo, Color of the World for today in the Samuel City area, for representing all those patients that were lost during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still going on today. But we are remembering those lives lost by introducing a brand new way to remember these people who lost their lives under this horrible sickness overall. So week 13 for today. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us. And looks like the Bluebricks will be getting their defense out there for the start of today's regular season football game on week 13 against this Dragons football team. So stay tuned once again, Legos. Thank you for watching. And now coming down to the Samuel City Mount Ice Stadium for today's NFL football game on week 13, with the Bluebricks coming out with their defensive line and kicking off to the Dragons for today's NFL football game. Once again, start of first quarter for today. Once again, the score is 0-0 for today for the start of first quarter for the Bluebricks live at the Legotopia Capital area for today in the Legotopia city of this 2021 century for today. And so far it looks absolutely awesome for the Samuel City Bluebricks, with their record being 7-4 for this regular season overall. Looking absolutely awesome for this week against this Dragons football team. A lot of people are thinking the Bluebricks will absolutely dominate the Dragons for this week 13 football game. And we'll be determining that by the end of today's NFL video for today of Legotopia NFL. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us. Once again, here is today's kickoff. And so far it looks like the Bluebricks are kicking off to the Dragons, and it looks like the Dragons will be starting around the 25 to 30 yard line right there for the start of today's MHS football. So looking absolutely awesome. Please stay tuned for the upcoming hockey season that will be introducing for the first time ever in the Samuel City MHS, which will be introducing the brand new Samuel City Trojans hockey team of the NHL Hockey League itself of the Legotopia area, joining with us for the 2022 season itself of their regular season, which will be starting on January 4th of 2022, so stay tuned for that. And once again, Legos, thank you for joining with us, and stay tuned for upcoming brand new Christmas videos and Christmas events before the end of this month. We have at least a couple days before Christmas itself is coming up, so stay tuned. And thank you for joining with us. And so far, once again, score is 0-0. And now moving on to the start of first quarter for today. So far there has been a score change added to the scoreboard for today for the Bluebricks going against the Dragons on this week 13 football game. And so far it looks like the Bluebricks are losing this one against the Dragons, with the Dragons making their first touchdown for today, making it 7-0 so far for the start of this regular season football game. A very sad start for the Bluebricks defense overall, with a lacking of getting those covered tackles itself right before the end of the kickoff right there, with a nice start for the Dragons, making it onto the 30-yard line and then making a nice touchdown throw pass all the way down to the end zone and making 7 points on the board. So far the Bluebricks are getting the ball for the start or for the mid part of the first quarter for today. And we'll be moving on to the start second quarter momentarily for today, overall determining who wins this NFL football game. This is a very important football game for the Bluebricks because this will determine if they do make it to the playoffs and stay on the wild card for this regular season football game overall. So they're staying tuned to see if they can win against these next 3 to 4 football games itself. So thank you, ladies, for joining with us, and we'll be determining who wins this one. Bluebricks Dragons for today overall for the start first quarter. Once again, score is 7-0. And now moving on to the start of second quarter for today. So far there has been a score change added to the scoreboard for today for this week 13 football game of the Bluebricks at the Dragons once again. And so far it looks like the Dragons are making another touchdown against this Bluebricks football team, with the Bluebricks defense not doing very well for this week 13 football game. Overall with a score right now 14-0, the biggest 2 touchdowns that any other team has had against the Bluebricks since since the Kansas City Wolves on week 1. So it's been a while since the Bluebricks have played this bad in the Mount High Stadium of their hometown game for today. So far, once again, 14-0. Dragons are 14 and the Bluebricks are 0 for the start of this first half for today. Coming up on the halftime highlights, John Lees will be introducing today's halftime highlights. I'm John Jr. presenting this time of today's NFL football game. He'll be presenting today's NFL halftime highlights. John Lees for today for this holiday season and holiday spirit in the San Luis City area and Legotopia Mountain High Stadium for today. So once again, score is 14-0. Dragons are 14 with 2 touchdowns on the board for the start of the first half. Let's see if the Bluebricks can at least add a field goal point or at least 1 touchdown before the end of the first half, determining if they can try to tie this one as well before the end of today's NFL football game. So stay tuned, Legos. Thank you for joining with us live at the San Luis City MHS. And stay tuned for the upcoming Sango Laza Part 2 concert, which will be hosted live here in the San Luis City Main Street downtown, featuring For King and Country with their brand new Drummer Boy Christmas concert live at the San Luis City Main Street downtown. That'll be uploaded by this Tuesday of this week, so stay tuned. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us. And once again, live at the San Luis City MHS, the score being 14-0 for today. And hello, and thank you for joining with us for today's San Luis City Bluebricks halftime highlights for this Week 13 football game. And so far, it looks like the Bluebricks are losing this one for today for the start of today's football game against the Dragons for today, which is determining if they can even make it to the playoffs before the end of this regular season game itself and before the regular season overall as well. With their record being 7-4 for today, the Bluebricks are losing by 2 touchdowns so far, with 2 touchdowns with the Dragons making their first touchdown at first quarter right there with a nice pass throw starting from the 30 to 25 yard line right there, and then making a nice pass throw right down into the end zone of the Bluebricks home end zone right there, making 7 points on the board at the beginning of the first quarter and the first half for today. And so far, the Bluebricks making no score points on the San Luis City football stadium overall just yet, but overall the score right now is 14-0, with the second touchdown making almost a pick six right there for the Dragons, getting the ball right into the perfect place for making it into the end zone right there, making a nice 35 to 40 yard touchdown right there, making it 14-0 right before the end of the first half so far. The Bluebricks are looking forward to coming out stronger on the next half. Overall, we're hearing some commotion that they will be trying their best next half, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching your local San Luis City halftime highlights for today's NFL football game, and John Jr. signing out to you folks for today. to the start of the second half for today, or the start of third quarter for today. Once again, there has been a score change added to the scoreboard right before the end of the first half. The Bluebricks did make their first score points on the board for today, making this only two touchdown game for today to win this one before the end of the football game for today. So far, the score is 14-7, with the Bluebricks making their first touchdown overall. And the Bluebricks have 7 points, and still the Dragons have 14 points for the start of this second half for today. And overall, thank you, John Jr., for presenting those halftime highlights for today. Very Christmassy look for today's regular season football game on week 13 against these Dragons football team. Dragons are a brand new football franchise team joining with us for this 2021 regular season. Last season they did not join with us. So far we've had a lot of new teams joining with us for this regular season schedule for this 2021 so far, with their record being looks like almost the same record as the Bluebricks, so pretty good record for the Dragons overall this year, with a 6-5 record for today. If they win this one, they will be 7-5 against this Bluebricks football team. And then if the Bluebricks lose this one, they will lose a record right there of 7-5 right there. So overall, looking absolutely the same for both sides for today. The overall score is 14-7. Bluebricks are 7 for today. So sorry about that, Bluebricks fans who are joining with us live at the San Luis City MHS football stadium for today. We're looking absolutely awesome for the Dragons for today overall. Stay tuned for the start of the second half. Determining on the next following two clips, will be determining who wins today's NFL football game of the Bluebricks at the Dragons for today. Stay tuned for more Legos, and thank you for watching. Moving on to the start of the fourth quarter, with the Bluebricks going against the Dragons for today. So far, it looks like the Dragons might actually win this one, unfortunately, against the Bluebricks, making another touchdown against this Bluebricks football team. 21-7 so far, with the Bluebricks having the same score right now as they did against the Horses just last week, with only making one touchdown against the Horses football team last week. Very big loss for the Bluebricks last week, and hopefully this isn't a big loss for the Bluebricks this week, but we'll be determining that on the next following clip coming up very, very soon on the final clip of today's NFL football game of the Bluebricks at the Dragons. So far, the Dragons have a pretty powerful offense. They are likely to actually make it to the playoffs if they win the next next three games after this. Determining if they do win the next 3 or 2 games at least, since they've already won this game overall as well. So we'll likely be seeing them in the playoffs in the next coming up weeks into the month of January 2022. And then maybe even see them at the Super Bowl number 8, which will be hosted live once again here at the San Luis City MHS, with those two teams that will be determined who wins the Super Bowl number 8. This last year is the Raccoons at the Octopuses last year of 2021, or earlier this year of the last season that we did see last year overall. And it looks like the Raccoons did win that one, which was hosted live here as well. They at least host the NFL Super Bowl every year live at the San Luis City MHS. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing it for our 8th year once again, so stay tuned for that upcoming Super Bowl number 8, which will be hosting brand new events and also brand new tailgate party at the San Luis City area. So stay tuned once again. And the score is still 21-7, so stay tuned, Legos, and thank you for watching. And it looks like with that final score, with the Bluebricks losing against this Dragons football team on week 13, with a final score of 24-7 for today. A very big loss for the San Luis City Bluebricks for this final scoring game for today. Once again, very similar type of game that we did see last week on week 12 against the Horses. And the Bluebricks are coming up on week 14, with the Bluebricks going against the Gators on this upcoming week on Sunday, December 12th. So stay tuned for that game coming up live once again. And we have a special Thursday night football game on December 23rd. on week 15 with the Bluebricks going against the Sharks. So if the Bluebricks still have a little bit of a chance of making it to the playoffs, if they lose the next two games, they will lose the chance to make it into the playoffs overall. So far, the record for today's NFL football game will be 7-5, with the same record going to the Dragons for today with 7-5 as well for today's NFL football game. We are signing out to you folks at the San Luis City MHS and Legotopia Capital area for this 2021 regular season of Week 13 football game. And thank you so very much for watching, and happy holidays to you folks out there. Please, once again, stay tuned and stay up to date to these brand new San Luis City Christmas events coming up very, very soon. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us, and stay tuned for more Legos.